we're starting off with AEW, and it was earlier this week the news broke that the Elite have signed new deals with the company after a lot of negotiation with Tony Khan and interest from WWE. These new deals will keep Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and the Young Bucks with AEW for many years to come, but just how close did the group get to leaving? On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer reported that the quartet agreed to stick together no matter what their contract situation would be, and that they decided to take a vote on whether to stay with AEW or leave for other offers. After multiple rounds of voting and negotiations among the four, all members elected to stay with AEW, but it is unclear as to when there were votes cast to leave AEW and who exactly was supporting the idea. It is believed that the four have all signed 4-year deals with AEW, and that Omega and the Bucks will remain on as executive vice presidents of the promotion. After losing Cody Rhodes to WWE last year, re-signing the Elite will be a huge relief to Tony Khan, but do you think the four made the right decision, or should they have voted to exit the company? On this week's Dynamite, Rob Van Dam made his debut for AEW, confronting FTW champion Jack Perry. We know for certain that RVD will challenge Perry for the title next week, but after his appearance at Dynamite, many fans are hoping to see much more of him. Some fans even suggested that RVD could be a part of All In later this month, but fans wanting to see matches from the Hall of Famer should prepare to be disappointed. PW Insider reports that Van Dam is on a very short-term deal, and right now, the match with Perry is the only match on the Legend's contract. Interestingly, RVD's wife, Katie Forbes, was also present at AEW Dynamite, but she did not make an appearance on screen with her high-flying husband. Despite his involvement with AEW, WWE is still advertising Rob Van Dam as part of the WrestleMania 40, as the former WWE and ECW World Champion is in high demand, even if he's only with AEW for a short time. While Rob Van Dam was on this week's Dynamite, Jade Cargill was nowhere to be seen, and has been absent ever since losing the TBS Championship to Chris Statlander. Cargill was presented as a huge star in AEW upon her debut in 2020, and her continued absence has led to some believing that her time with the promotion has come to an end. When speaking with PW Insider's Mike Johnson, Tony Khan was asked about these rumors and clarified that Cargill is still with AEW and is on a sabbatical after her title loss. Khan didn't say what Cargill's contract currently looks like, nor when she'll be back, but it's been reported that she'll have a character overhaul once she returns. Jade Cargill was both the TBS champion and undefeated until her shocking loss to Statlander, and while some may choose to believe otherwise, expect to see more of her in AEW for a long time to come. If you've seen The Rock on social media, you'll know that the Great One is incredibly generous, often going the extra mile to help those in need. Recently, UFC fighter Themba Gorimbo shared his financial struggles, including being down to $7 in his bank account before his first UFC victory, and that's a story that resonated with the Brahma Bull. On Twitter, the former WWE champion revealed that he has purchased a home for Gorimbo and his family to enjoy, meaning that they won't have to live and sleep at the gym that he trains at. This is just the latest act of generosity from The Rock, and Gorimbo isn't slacking when it comes to helping others either, as he has auctioned off his fight kit to fund the building of a water well in his village in Zimbabwe. The Rock infamously only had $7 to his name at one point in his life, and has gone on to become a globally recognized megastar, but we doubt that this is the last we'll see of the Brahma Bull's generous side. Tomorrow night, WWE will host its annual SummerSlam, but despite being possibly the most popular woman in WWE right now, if not wrestling period, Rhea Ripley won't be on the show. It's been reported that Ripley's scheduled match with Raquel Rodriguez was nixed due to time constraints, and the reigning women's world champion has made her views clear. When a tweet from WWE's PR Twitter shared a glimpse of Ripley's SummerSlam glam look, the Judgment Day member responded, pointing out that it's her SummerSlam media appearance look. Ripley is clearly far from pleased that she is only expected to make media appearances in connection to SummerSlam, and later tweeted a gif from American Horror Story of a character clearly angry but painting on a smile. We've previously mentioned that WWE's women's division is unhappy about SummerSlam, believing the company has not done right by them, and with Ripley now making her feelings clear, it'll be interesting to see if anything changes from here on. It's not just in WWE that there have been concerns about the women's division, as AEW has also faced criticism about how the women of the company are being handled. During a recent episode of programming, a sign reading "Book the Women's Division Better" was shown, prompting indie wrestler LuFisto to say that some women in AEW have too much power, especially over newcomers. Now LuFisto has come out swinging against AEW once again, as in an interview with Sean Ross Sapp, the indie wrestler spoke about a 6-woman tag team match she was part of during an episode of Dark Elevation. LuFisto alleges that not only did Dustin Rhodes criticize the 3-minute match excessively backstage, saying that LuFisto was making the other girls look bad, but she alleges that Rhodes claimed that the French-Canadian people, such as herself, are holes. Rhodes responded on Twitter but did not comment on the claim against French-Canadian people, but said that as a coach, he has to be honest about if a match is good or bad. Returning to Twitter Thursday night, LuFisto claimed that she had spoken to a current AEW talent who said that women who try to address the backstage issues LuFisto has previously raised are punished and sent home. LuFisto also claimed to have heard about backstage meetings in which women discussed wanting to shoot on Thunder Rosa, and that Tony Khan attended to tell the women that their segments were the lowest. We should stress that this is one side of the story, and Khan has not responded to LuFisto's claims against AEW's practices, its handling of women, or Dustin Rhodes, but we will make sure to closely follow this situation. Back to WWE, and LA Knight is immensely popular right now, but his booking on TV doesn't always reflect just how over he is. Knight is often coming up short in important matches, such as the men's Money in the Bank ladder match or the recent US title invitational, in which he failed to get past the first round. As we reported yesterday, some fear that WWE will fail to pull the trigger on a push for Knight, as we've seen them do to others in the past, but what do WWE think of the superstar? PW Insider report that despite what his in-ring booking may have you believe, Knight is viewed very highly by higher-ups, and his connection with the fans has been a big plus. The report adds WWE does not want to waste appearances by Knight on TV, and that he is proving to be a top merchandise seller, which has also caught the eye of management. One source said that many in WWE see Knight's time as Max Dupri as akin to Steve Austin's time as the ringmaster, before the future WWE champion donned his more iconic gimmick of Stone Cold. WWE is not wanting to rush a push for Knight, but clearly some fans feel that things are going too slow. And what would you like to see for LA Knight? Let us know in the comments. And we're ending with SummerSlam, as this weekend's event will be a huge night for the stars of WWE, and the company will also seek to find their next top names. This weekend, WWE will also host a tryout for athletes to try and convince WWE they deserve a contract, with sports people of various categories attending. Interestingly, one name, former San Diego State University defensive lineman Anthony Luke, already has a connection to WWE, as his girlfriend is none other than Maxxine Dupri, so it may be a matter of time before the real-life couple are working for the same company.